Hello everyone, welcome to our software engineering class. So in our last two video lectures, we have been discussing the software process model. The first software process model is the waterfall model and the second software process model is the incremental software development. And in this class, we are going to discuss what are the advantages and disadvantages of the incremental software development and what are the difference between waterfall model and the incremental software development. So let's have a quick look into the waterfall model and the incremental software development. Have you seen the waterfall model from the project management perspective? So let us see it. See these breathtaking waterfalls passing through these stones. We can name these stones as requirements gathering, design and development, testing and delivery. This is the waterfall approach. Traditionally, projects are executed like this. So what does that mean? If you observe, water passes through every stone in its way in a forward direction. If we call these stones as project phase, each phase must be completed before the next phase can begin. Or in other words, we can say the project phase are executed in a sequential order in case of waterfall model. So in waterfall model, reverse or backward flow of water is not expected. So this logical and sequential waterfall approach works only if all the requirements are known and understood upfront. So let's have a look into the incremental software development. In case of incremental software development, first we have to describe an outline description. So this is the outline description. Here we have to specify what are the functionalities and services that our software is going to deliver. And in this case, outline description, we have to prioritize all the requirements and then we will go for the first priority. Then for the first priority, we will go for the specification. Then according to the specification, we will develop the part of the software. That means here we have to design and code that part of the software, then we will validate that subsystem, then what we will get an initial version. So if you remember in our last video lecture, when we are discussing about the college management software, and in case of that college management software, first we have to divide the CMS into 4 parts, that is admission, lesson plan, attendance and the examination. The first priority goes to the admission. So we have to take the admission functionalities, we have to develop that, then we will deliver the admission to the college management. So that is the initial version, or we can call them as the increment 1. And in case of examination, that is our final version, and intermediate versions are what? Our lesson plan and attendance. So initial version is our admission, intermediate versions are lesson plan and attendance. Next, in the final case, we have developed the examination, that is the final version. And when we deliver the final version to the college, the final version include the first increment, that is admission, the second increment, that is lesson plan, the third increment, that is attendance, and the final increment, that is examination. After delivering the final version to the college, now we get a good software, that is college management software. So that is the incremental model. So let's have a look into what are the advantages of incremental model. So the first advantage of the incremental model is the cost of accommodating changing customer requirements is reduced. So this is very important. What is that? The cost of accommodating the changing customer requirements. This changing customer requirements is actually important. So here the cost of accommodating the customers changes, that is reduced. How that is reduced? Cost is reduced. That means how the cost is reduced? Because here we are developing a software into increments. We are not developing the whole software, the whole system at a time. We are developing the software in increments. We will go for the first increment, then we will go for the second increment, then we will go for the third, up until we get an adequate system. We have to design some increments that are related to the softwares. So, here we are not putting much more effort for the analysis and the documentation. In case of waterfall model, as waterfall model is a sequential approach, we have to know all the requirements before starting the development phase. But in case of incremental model, we may know the requirements or we may not know all the requirements of the software. So, we can go for the first priority. That means the subsystem, the first subsystem will develop first, then the second, then the third. So, here we are not putting our effort in case of analysis and documentation. The documentation part is neglected, but in case of waterfall model, we have to keep in our mind that the documentation part is very important. But in case of incremental model, we are putting the effort in the specification, design, implementation and validation. So, that is why the cost of accommodating the changes that will reduced. The next is, it is easier to get customer feedback on the development work that has been done. How it is possible? Because customers can comment on demonstration of the software and see how much has been implemented. So, what actually this means? We are going to develop the first increment, then we will deploy the first increment to the customer. Now, the customer will use the first increment and will give some feedback to the software development. For example, in case of admission, when we deploy the admission system to the college, then there are some stakeholders, there are some customers and there are some end users. End users means what? Those persons who are actually using the software. Customer means what? For whom I am developing the software. We are developing the college management software for the Udainath Autonomous College. So, in this case, the customer is Udainath Autonomous College. But what about the end user? The administrative people who are actually using the college management software, they are the end users. And stakeholders means what? Stakeholders means the persons which has been directly or indirectly related to the software. That means the company which is developing the software, the development team, those persons who are actually developing the software, the customers for whom we are developing the software and the end user, actually those persons who are actually using the software. So, these are the stakeholders. So, once we develop the admission, then we will deploy to the customer. That means we will deliver that admission software to the UN Autonomous College. Now, the end users, those administrative people will use that admission. They will take admission of their students. Now, they are adequate with the admission subsystem. If they want some changes, they can tell the development team immediately that we need some changes in case of admission. Before we go to the second priority, that is lesson plan, we have to finish whatever the changes the customer or the end user needs in case of admission. We have to first accommodate those changes that our end user want to introduce in the admission phase, then we will go for the lesson plan. And after the lesson plan, what we will deliver to the customer, that is the system which will consist the admission and the lesson plan. Now, the end user will use the lesson plan, and here who are the end users? The teachers, the lecturers, they are the end users. They will use the lesson plan. If there are some problem or if they want some changes, then they can say the development team that they want some changes, and now we are the development team, we have to accommodate those changing needs of our teachers. They want to change in case of lesson plan, and after completion of the lesson plan, we will go for the further increment, that is our third increment, that is attendance. Like this, in each increment, after developing each increment, we will deploy the increment to the customer. Now, according to the end users changing needs or according to the customers changing needs, we will complete the increment, then we will go for the further increment. So, in this case, what actually happens? Whatever the changes may need in future, we can accommodate those changes now. In case of waterfall model, what actually happens? we are developing the system as a whole at a time. Then after developing the system, we will deploy the system to the end user. Suppose we will develop the admission, the lesson plan, the attendance and the examination as a whole. Then we will deploy the CMS, that is college management software, to the customer. Now the CMS is completely new for the customer. Some of the end user will use admission, some of the end user will use lesson plan, and those users can also use the attendance, and some of the user can use the examination. Now if suppose there are 4 set of end user and they want some changes and each phase, that is in case of admission also, in case of lesson plan, in case of attendance and in case of examination also. Now we have 4 set of changing needs. We are the developing team. How we will accommodate those 4 set of changing needs? That will be very difficult for us. But in case of incremental model, we are deploying only one increment. If any changing needs arises, then we will accommodate those changes very easily. So that is actually very easy in case of incremental model. So it is very easy to get the customer feedback in case of incremental model. So the third advantage is more rapid delivery and deployment of useful software to the customer is possible, and customers are able to use and gain value from the software earlier than possible with waterfall process. So what actually it means? It means in case of incremental model, it is a very rapid delivery of the software. That means in case of waterfall model, what actually happens? We will develop the software as a whole. Then we will deliver the software as a whole to the customer. So what I just say that if I am going to deploy the whole college management software that contains the admission up to the examination. Now the college management software is completely new for the customer. It may be friendly to the customer or it may not. But in case of incremental model, when we deploy the attendance, before that we have been deploying the admission and the lesson plan. So in the time of deploying the attendance to the end user now very frequent in using the admission and the lesson plan. So it is very easy for the customer to use that software. And in case of incremental model, it is rapid delivery. If you take example of waterfall model, the CMS will take 1 to 2 years to complete the project. But in case of during this 1-2 year, we cannot take admission of each student, we cannot make our lesson plan, we cannot take attendance of students, and we cannot hold the examination. But in case of incremental model, the very beginning we are deploying the admission. Now the college is ready to take the admission. Unless the admission, we cannot go for the preparing lesson plan and to take the admission. So first priority is what? Admission. Now the admission will deploy to the customer. The college will take admission of each and every students. Then what will be the second priority? That is lesson plan. So before the students will go to the class, the teacher has to prepare their lesson plans. So there is the lesson plan. And after preparing the lesson plan, when the classes are commenced, the attendance should be there. So we are deploying the attendance after that. And after taking the attendance and after all the classes, at the end of the semester, we have to hold the examination. So there are the examination systems. So it is very easy and it is very rapid delivery in case of incremental development. So these are the advantages of incremental software development. Then what are the problems in case of incremental software development? That's why we are approaching to the agile approach. So what are actually the problems of incremental software development? So the first problem in incremental development is the process is not visible. So what actually this means? The process means what? Software processes. That means when we are carrying out the process activities, then we can call it as a software process. And what are those activities? Those are software specification, design and implementation, next the validation and the evolution. So, these 4 activities, when we are going to carry out these 4 activities, then it will call as a software process. But in case of incremental model, are we carrying out all these 4 activities? No, we will start with outline description, then the specification, development and validation. These phases are interlinked. For each subsystem, we have to carry out the specification, the development and the validation. For the second subsystem, we also have to carry out the specification, the development and the validation. So, the phases are the process activities are not visible here, because we are developing our software in an increment way. So, this is the first disadvantages of a incremental software development. The next problem is system structure tends to degrade as new increments are added. So, what actually it means? We are accommodating the changing needs of the customer day by day. If now we are accommodating the customer changes, maybe after 1 month or 2 months the customer may need some other changes, then we have to add some other subsystem to the software. So, maybe the incremental software model may deliver a good software, a quality software, but the system structure may be of very poor quality. In our CMS, there are 4 options. After 2 or 3 years, our college wants to add some 5 to 6 extra functionalities, then that will be very easy. So, in case of incremental model, as we are accommodating the customer changes, the customer will expect more and more changes from the software, that will expect more functionalities from the software, and to accommodate all those changing requirements, all those changing functionalities, the system structure may be very easy, and that is also a disadvantages of the incremental model. So, so far we have discussed the first process model, that is waterfall model, and the second model, that is our incremental software development. So, now we have to differentiate that waterfall model and the incremental software development. So, what we conclude that if the requirements are known, if all the requirements are known and clear to us before the software development, then we will go for the waterfall model. And if all the requirements are not known or not clear, then we will go for the incremental model, because when the requirements are not known, then it will add some more complexity to the system structure. Then the waterfall model will not appropriate for this. So, for the complex projects, we will go for the incremental model. So, let us take some example to differentiate the waterfall model and the incremental development. Assume that a project is initiated to fill this pothole. If we know the exact dimension of the pothole, that means if all the requirements are known, then the project phases can be sequential, and it starts with the dimension or requirements, then we will go for the design, then prepare the mold, pour the concrete material and finishes the block and fill the pothole. So, it is sequential and easy to manage. So, this is called as the waterfall model. Now, let us solve the complex problem in other way. Suppose we create a square block and deliver it to the customer. The customer places the square block in the pothole and gives you feedback. You create more incremental block based on the feedback and fill the pothole. If we name these blocks as increments, then this is called the incremental approach. Here, the customer does not have to wait to the end of the project. Customers can start using the increments and gives out the feedbacks towards the completion of the project. Therefore, even though we did not know the dimension to start with, we could fill the gap with the incremental approach. So, let us summarize it with real life examples. That example is a website development project. When all the requirements are known and clearly understood at the beginning of the website development project, we can follow the waterfall approach. we execute the project phases in sequence and deliver complete functional website at the end. But when the requirements are not known at the beginning, we can take incremental approach. Here we deliver functional websites with few important features that the customer can start using. This is called the first increment. Then we go on adding the new features in the form of increments. It continues until the final product is delivered. This way the final product is delivered through multiple increments. I hope now it is clear what are the difference between the waterfall model and the incremental software development by this example. Now this is up to you to write down what are the actual difference between the waterfall model and the incremental software development. If you are facing some problem to write down, then you can ask me through the comment box. Thank you.